Hello and welcome. In this video, I'm going to show you how to enable 60 frames per second video output on a 2012 or 2014 Mac Mini when connected to a 4K display. So as you can see here, this is my 2014 Mac Mini. You can tell it's a 2014 because it has two Thunderbolt ports. And I'm connected with an HDMI 2.0 cable, but the HDMI port itself is only 1.4. So while the cable can output 4K 60, the port itself cannot. And you can notice that right away with how laggy the animations are on the display. This is running at native 4K, 30 frames per second, and you can see that this is not very smooth. The problem is, if we go into System Preferences and click on the Display tab, the default for the display is 4K 30, and there's no option to change that. Now we can click on Scaled and choose a different resolution. So even if we do 1920 by 1080, we're still stuck with 30 frames per second. That's because this is still outputting at 4K, it's just at a upscaled resolution. So the way to get around this is on the keyboard, you're going to want to hold the Option key while pressing the scaled icon on the Settings app. So let me try to do that at the same time. So we're going to switch back to default, and then we're going to hold Option and click Scaled. So Option and then click. And you can see that we get a bunch more resolutions in this drop-down menu. So what I recommend is 2560 by 1440. So click that, and now once you see the display again, you can go down to refresh rate and click 60. Now you're running at 1440p, 60 frames per second, and you can see how much smoother that is. This is the max resolution for 60 frames per second supported with HDMI 1.4 on these Mac Minis. Now you can also go down here and find 1080p right here. You can click that, and once again you'll get 60 frames per second at 1080p. Now I want to test this. Is this going to give us 60? No, it's not. So I think the highest you can go is 2560 by 1440. Just like that, 60 frames per second. Now, if you're using a Thunderbolt cable for one of these two ports, I think the requirements are different and you may be able to do 4K 60. But if you're just using HDMI and you have the proper HDMI cable, then the highest you can go is 1440p at 60 frames per second. I hope this video was helpful. If you run into any problems, leave me a comment down below and I will do my best to help you. Thanks for watching.